Welcome to today's Explainer. It's wild how things happening thousands of miles away can literally change your daily commute. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating web of events for May 2026. We're going to trace exactly how massive global geopolitical tremors are directly hitting the pavement, the public spaces, and even your summer plans right here in the Eagle River Valley. It's a perfect example of how the macro level touches our everyday lives.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. 1. Global shocks and aviation. 2. I-70 logistics. 3. Edwards civic expansion. 4. Vail's strategic plan. And 5. Summer events and transit. Let's get right into it.
All right, Section 1, Global Shocks and Aviation. $4.26. That right there is the Argus U.S. Jet Fuel Index per gallon as of this month. We are looking at a decade-high spike that is just aggressively rippling through the entire aviation sector. It's actually fascinating to see the direct correlation between these huge overseas events and our local responses. On the geopolitical front, we've got a 10-day Israel-Lebanon ceasefire that was recently brokered by President Trump, happening right alongside an ongoing U.S. naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz that's squeezing oil supplies. But right here at home, Eagle County Regional Airport is holding completely steady. In fact, they just locked in a $921,000 state grant for a massive new aircraft rescue firefighting vehicle. And that is absolutely crucial to protect the airport's $68.9 billion economic impact on the state. So what's the bottom line for us? Well, while our regional airport is totally fortified in terms of its infrastructure, the raw cost of actually flying here this summer is going to surge. United Airlines is projecting a 20% fare hike to offset a staggering $11 billion in added annual expenses, all because retail fuel is hitting almost $7.85 a gallon. Without a doubt, this is going to heavily affect both out-of-town travelers and our local businesses that rely on summer tourism.
Moving right along to Section 2, Navigating I-70 construction logistics.
If you're hitting the road, drivers are facing two very different but very real bottlenecks right now. Up on Vail Pass, we're dealing with left lane closures between mile markers 180 and 190, plus periodic 20-minute traffic holds. Why? Because crews are actively blasting for avalanche mitigation systems in the Narrows. But if you head over to Glenwood Canyon, it's a totally different hurdle. You're looking at a severe 50% capacity reduction with single lane closures, a super tight 11-foot width limit, and a strictly enforced 35-mile-per-hour speed zone. It's a real squeeze.
And hey, just a quick reminder, just because it feels like summer doesn't mean the State Patrol agrees. The Code 15 passenger vehicle traction law is permanently enforced on the I-70 mountain corridor all the way through May 31st. We're talking from Dotsero all the way down to Morrison. Law enforcement is strictly maintaining these alpine transit regulations, regardless of whether the pavement looks totally clear to you today. So seriously, don't let the sunshine trick you into a massive ticket.
Okay, Section 3. Edwards civic expansion and disputes. Moving off the interstate and into our local towns, Edwards is currently the epicenter of some major civic expansion. Central to all of this is the new 28,000 square foot Eagle County Commons building. This massive construction project is slated to be finished in early 2026, and the main goal here is highly structural. It aims to completely modernize how Eagle County delivers its core services by centralizing municipal and health offices all under one single roof.
But right next door, we've got a classic civic dispute unfolding in real time. On one side, the Eagle County Commissioners passed a unanimous resolution to use eminent domain. They're looking to seize a half-acre parcel right in Edwards for a public park. On the flip side, a Denver developer is actively and legally contesting this government land seizure, fiercely defending their private property rights. It's a significant legal push and pull, and it's definitely going to shape the future of the town's public space.
All right, on to Section 4, Vail's 5-year strategic plan.
While Edwards handles those county-level changes, the town of Vail is actively deploying its newly adopted 5-year strategic plan. And the town's framework places a massive emphasis on securing housing. In fact, priority number 2 is heavily supporting the workforce by creating a continuum of deed-restricted homes. They fully recognize that the intensely high cost of living around here threatens to displace employees, which, as we know, completely threatens business succession. I actually love this quote directly from their documentation. It says, "Our people are the secret ingredient to Vail's world-class sauce." I mean, they hit the nail on the head there. This exact philosophy is exactly why the town is aggressively pursuing multifamily zoning and new public-private partnerships. It is entirely about keeping the local community intact and making sure the folks who make Vail run can actually afford to live here.
Bringing us to our final stop, Section 5, Summer Transit and Community Events. First off, a very important logistical note if you're navigating the village today, May 20th. Vail Core Transit is actually suspended for 2 to 3 hours midday. Now don't panic. It's a temporary, authorized halt requested by Tom Casmel. The whole reason? It's specifically meant to treat our hardworking local bus drivers to a dedicated lunch. It's a well-deserved break for the folks keeping us moving all year round.
Looking ahead to Memorial Day weekend, we actually have a perfect local solution to offset that whole aviation fuel crisis we talked about earlier. Instead of paying a premium to fly somewhere, locals and visitors have deeply engaging, highly walkable cultural events right here in the pedestrian core. The 5th annual Vail Comedy Festival kicks off with a Film at Vail screening of Tommy Horter at the Logic Vail on Friday, national headliners like Casey Balsham and Robbie Slowick on Saturday, and then more than 20 comedians wrapping the whole shebang up on Sunday.
And honestly, getting to these events is easier than ever. Core Transit's summer schedule is completely focused on removing barriers. They've extended the Youth Fare Free program, they're integrating directly with the Shift Bike's e-bike rental program to encourage eco-friendly transit, and they've even added live chat features for real-time route planning. You can literally just leave the car parked. So, we've covered a lot of ground today. As you process all of this from today's explainer, I want you to ask yourself, how are you going to adapt your summer routines amidst soaring flight costs, shifting local transit, and these new community spaces? Because these overlapping global shocks and local shifts are absolutely redefining day-to-day life in the Eagle River Valley right now. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.